Hello, night dwellers. It's Friday night, and it's the Wheel of Fate. Oh, fiddlesticks. Well, I'll be able to make it work. Wing it, wing it. Exactly. There we go. Got it going. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Twisted Tales Live. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone doing? Hello, Vampire Rose. Hey, Ohio Girl. Hey, Melanie. Hey, Julie. Hello, and welcome in, everyone. Hey, Kimmy. Hey, Judy. Hello, Dawn. No, Dawn, I have not started yet. You are right on time. Hey, Martha. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Joshua Franco. How are you? Hello, Walker Allstate. Come on in. Tonight we let the will of fate decide the stories I tell on Twisted Tales Live. Hello there, YouTube land. Having to work on a cable wire. Just come on in, make yourselves at home. You are most welcome here. Hello. Okay, good. It's charging. Oh. How is everyone? Hey, Turtle Woman. Happy Friday the 13th, everyone. Hey, Ray-Bab. Barbecue chicken. Oh my goodness. What is going on with my hair tonight? Jake. The name of this one is called Hogarth. Hogarth. I get all my music from Epidemic Sound. It is copyright free, royalty free, and they have some wonderful selections. Well, I am glad that you are full of barbecue chicken. I love it. I love barbecue chicken, fried chicken. Hello, Janice. How are you? Last Friday night was our biggest live. We had, I forget it, I think it was over 600K likes. Can we do it again? YouTube Night Dwellers, is it showing that it's private? It shouldn't. I'm good. I don't know what I was doing. Hello, Mary. Hello, Legend. Hello, Kimmy. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Corinne. Oh, I love your name. That's pretty. Hello, Angel007. Hello, HJ. Hello, Shirley. Emarine's daughter, hello. Hey, Palm. Miranda Lee. Hello, Beverly Bright 296. Is this your first time here? Do you like scary stories? Hello, Sunset AJ. Absolutely, Turtle Mom. Turtle Woman, I love chicken. I absolutely do. I am doing well. Oh, Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. The best. Jennifer, thank you for sharing the live. Hello, Roy Boy. Hello, Siamese 1216. Look at all these new names. W. Murphy, welcome. Hey, Wolves Whisper. Thank you, Miranda. Purple Light. Hello, Dawn. Hello, Danis. Always good to see you. Make yourselves at home. She's ready. The words are backwards, but she's ready. I'm working on that because apparently the marker that I use, it's not washable. So I'm gonna have to rig something for sure. Cryptid. Everyone loves Cryptid. Let's prepare. Let's start sharing the live. Share it. Do you have 5 friends, 10 friends, 15, 20? Do you have someone you know that likes scary stories? Tell them about Twisted Tales Live. Tell them it's the will of fate. Tell them there is 8 categories. We cover it all here. True crime, urban legend, cryptid, serial unalivers, the paranormal, aliens, what else? Lore, Appalachian horror. We cover it all. Happy Friday the 13th! Hello, Neverfold. Hello, Emma Banner. Hello, Scientist 25. Hello, Gracie. Come on in, everyone. Whatever the will of fate decides, it is going to be terrifying. Who enjoyed the first horror movie brought to story form last night? Misery? Did you have any bad dreams? Did you dream of being hobbled? Let's prepare. But first, let's lower the lights. There are 8 categories listed on the wheel. 1 is a spin again. What are you hoping that the wheel of fate will land on tonight? Let me see in the comments. Hello, hello. You liked it, Osman? Oh, good. Yeah, because that's what Thursdays are going to be from now on. Do you know how many submissions that we have already had? It's crazy. Appalachian. Hey, Kathy Mitchell. It's been a while since I did an Appalachian story. This will has been so partial to Stephen King. Will it choose Stephen King tonight? We'll just have to see. No, if it lands on paranormal, just wait. If it lands on true crime, chills. Hello, Rhonda. Let's start sharing, liking, tapping. Let's make this a memorable Twisted Tales Live. Who's ready for the wheel to spin? A Marine's daughter says, I am ready, Bryn. Here we go. Oh, I hope it lands on a good one. Urban legend. Well, very well then. Urban legend. Everybody prepare for urban legend. And the urban legend tonight is the shadow in the alley. Who hasn't walked by an alley at night and seen a shadow lurking? But first, let's get ready to go into Storyland. Lower your lights. Light a candle for ambiance. Lock your doors. Pull those curtains nice and tight. Wrap yourself in your warmest blanket to avoid the chills that are about to enter your room. And let's begin. Tonight, Night Dwellers, we unraveled the chilling story of the shadow in the alley. A haunting urban legend that has persisted for decades in a city shrouded in darkness and secrets. This is a tale of real encounters. People who saw, heard, or felt something sinister lurking just beyond the veil of night. Be prepared to hear stories of shadows, whispers, and something ancient that simply refuses to stay buried. Chapter 1. The legend begins. A city's dark secret. In the heart of New York City, stories begin to circulate and continue to be circulated about a shadowy figure that appeared in alleyways after midnight, that is. It was said to be a malevolent entity feeding on fear and despair. No one knew exactly where it came from. Some believed that it was a ghost of an unalived victim. Others, a cursed spirit awakened by urban decay. One of the earliest reports came from a night watchman in the 1970s. He recounted walking past an alley when he saw a tall, dark figure standing motionless, its eyes glowing faintly red. When he approached, the figure simply vanished, replaced by an icy coldness that seeped into his bones. Over the years, more people reported seeing this figure. A young woman walking home from work one night told of a shadow that followed her. She had to cut through the alley to go to her apartment, and there she had to climb a fire escape ladder to her window. She said that it was dark, rainy, gloomy. She had to walk through this alley. She started walking. She was chatting on her cell phone, typing. And she said she saw something reflecting on the brick. She turned. She didn't see anything. So she continued walking. But then she saw the shadow again on the brick building. She turned, and this time she saw it. A tall figure, completely cloaked in black, its head covered in a black hood. She said that it looked so thin. And when she talked how tall he was, she said it had to have been at least 10 feet tall. She said her skin crawled. The shadow made no move toward her. Not until she turned back around. She picked up her pace, her steps, frantic. The shadow was cast on the tall brick wall again. She turned around. "What do you want?" The shadow stopped. She said her skin crawled. She felt its gaze on her back. She hurried out of the alley. She made her way to her apartment. One night, a college student left the library. He remembered how dark it was. So terribly dark. The moon was concealed by clouds. He looked beneath a lamppost across from the library, and there, beneath it, was a tall, thin figure, standing just beneath the light. What struck the young man was the shadow that he cast on the pavement. Long, thin. He was standing in a puddle of water. When he looked directly at it, his vision blurred and he had an overwhelming sense of dread. He ran back to his dorm. He said he turned around a couple times and looked, and he could see the shadow cast across the lawn. Chapter 3. There was a woman who was working at a local diner in Texas. She said that she had had a long shift. She was tired, exhausted. Her car had broken down, so she was having to walk 2 miles to and from work. She was walking down the sidewalk. The only light was the light of the street lamps. She said that as she was walking, her tennis shoes were squeaking. She had to wear these old, ugly black things that had no shape to them at all and were just bland and plain. And they were squeaking terribly. The next thing she saw was a shadow ahead of her. She looked. She didn't see anything. She turned around, looked behind her, and there it was. A shadow. Tall, black, thin. She picked up her pace. The next thing she said happened was she was walking in the opposite direction from where she had seen the shadow figure. And next, it was in front of her. Tall, dark, thin. She saw a car approaching her, headlights beaming brightly. She was terrified. The car slowed down. The window rolled down. "Hey, you need a ride?" She said that she paused, and out of the corner of her peripheral vision, she could see the shadow cast across the lawn of a house. Yes, I do need a ride. Then she said the shadow appeared on the other side of the street. She couldn't explain it, but it was almost as if something was urging her not to get in the car. She could still see the shadow out of her peripheral vision. She backed away from the car. "No, I think I'm just going to continue walking." "Why don't you get in the car?" I just don't want to. The car drove away. The next morning, the news station was on. She was cooking breakfast for her and her roommate. They talked about a woman that they found unalived in a park. She stopped and she watched as the news anchor was telling the story. She thought to herself, what if that had been me? She thought about the shadow. For some, the shadow is absolutely terrifying. For others, the shadow is almost a harbinger of doom, despair, something warning you that something very bad is about to happen. Another woman, Ohio. She lived in town, right outside of the city's outskirts. She was walking her dog one night. Her mother told her, you should walk that dog when the sun is still up. Wait till it's dark and there are shadows. It's dangerous. Young ladies are not safe, her mother warned. But she went anyway. She found her mother annoying, and she just wanted to get away. So she was walking her dog, and she was in town. She was walking past this building, and she saw a shadow reflected on the pavement, long, stretched out. She turned and looked behind her. And a tall, dark figure was standing just outside of a stream of light. She could tell that it was tall, dark, thin. She started walking faster. Her dog started to growl. When she felt that she was a safe enough distance away, she slowed down. She said that she was approaching an alley. She had already passed one, and she looked down and it was dark. There was another building with a larger alley. As she was nearing it, she heard laughter, men's voices raised. Come on down here, honey. Let's meet that little dog of yours. She said the next thing she knew, across the street under a street lamp was a tall, dark, black figure, thin, just staring. She hurried up past the alley, but she looked and there were 4 men. Do you think the shadow figure is a warning that you're approaching danger? Or is it danger itself? A young girl. Her mother and father had recently divorced. She was living in the bad part of Harlem. Her father had told her, don't leave this apartment. He worked third shift at a factory, so she had to stay alone in the apartment. She didn't listen very well. She left the apartment as soon as her father did. She was depressed. She missed her mother. She had an idea of escaping, trying to get back to her mother and her sister. She said she started walking down the city streets. She had only been living at the apartment for about a week, so she really didn't know her surroundings. She began to notice that the lights were thinning, the street lamps were sparse. She was in a part of town that she shouldn't be in. She passed an old hardware store, and that's when she saw it. A shadow, tall, dark, then gliding toward her from across the road. She said a car came along and the shadow disappeared. She turned around. She found a police officer. She told him that she was lost and she wasn't sure where she lived. He helped her find her way home. Everyone that has encountered the shadow man in the alley, they describe feeling drained afterward, almost as if their energy has been siphoned away. It lasts for 2 to 3 days. No strength. Chapter 4. Legend tells of the entity's origins. If you hear it from some people, it's a harbinger of doom. If you hear it from others, it's nothing good. It's a spirit that was cursed by a violent unaliving or a dark force that was awakened by urban decay. Some say that it is a vengeful ghost. Others that it's a demonic presence that feeds on fear. Witnesses who have seen it describe the shadow being much taller than a normal man, 8 to 10 feet tall. No discernible features. Some say that he has glowing eyes. Some say red, some say yellow. But others say that he's wearing a hood and that his face is just a dark, shifting mass. They say that it moves with unnatural silence. One police officer, in a rare moment of honesty, admitted seeing a shadow in an alley. He was chasing someone who had robbed a convenience store, and he was chasing him on foot. He said when he went down the alley, he saw it. Tall, dark, thin, no face. He said that he actually ran past it. He said that it seemed to breathe, expanding and contracting as if alive. He said he yelled out to the shadow Don't try anything with me. When he turned around, it was gone. The reports are endless. Chapter 5. A young man named David told of a night when he was out walking. It was raining. In fact, a lot of these stories seem to take place in the rain. So he said that he was just walking casually home and he saw a large puddle. He was wearing flip-flops. It was hot and humid and the rain felt good. And he walked over to the puddle and just stood in it. Only to see a dark figure standing behind him. When he turned around, nothing was there. But the feeling of being watched stayed with him as he walked the whole way home. He said the one thing that he remembered about it was inhumanly tall, with no face. Others have reported seeing the shadow in their peripheral vision, just like the woman did, always just out of sight, but they feel its presence. Some say that they did not feel threatened by it. They said they felt like it was a guardian. Others, though, they believe it's a predator, an evil entity waiting to strike. What do you believe, night dwellers? Have you ever seen a shadow? Tell us about it in the comments. For some, the shadow is not in the alley. It depends really on the region of the country that you're in, or the part of the world that you're in. This one takes place in London. There was a woman. She went out after a late night walk. She had been in a fight with her boyfriend. So she went for the walk. She said she passed by the buildings and there wasn't very good lighting there. She saw a shadow. Tall, dark, thin. But she swears up and down that its eyes were glowing. A faint amber gold. She was terrified of it. She said she picked up her pace and was heading back toward the apartment, and then she saw it again. The shadow cast on her apartment building. She opened the door with her badge and walked inside. But that night, as she lay in bed, she saw the shadow in her bedroom, on her wall, gliding slowly. Her heart pounded. She said it was looking right at her with those glowing amber eyes. Chapter 6. The Dark's Power. A horror that lingers. Stories tell of victims all across the world who felt drained, sick, or traumatized after encounters with the shadow. One man described running from it. He said it was the most terrifying thing that he had ever saw. He said it was swift, and it followed him all the way from the city to the outskirts of town where his flat was. He said after that encounter, he was sick, had terrible migraines, his nose would bleed. He said that he had such a feeling of exhaustion, and he would wake up with strange scratches on his back, on his arm, on his leg. Another woman in Kansas saw the shadow. She had an encounter with it. And after she did, she began to suffer violent hallucinations. She fell into a deep depression. She swore that as it was chasing her, gliding down the road, it was whispering her name. Her name was Catherine. She said she heard, Catherine. Her mental health deteriorated. She had to move away, haunted by the shadow. Some believe that this entity gained strength from fear, growing more powerful with every encounter that it has. Chapter 7, The Cult Connection, Shadows and Dark Rituals. There are stories, old stories that hint at secret cults that worship the darkness in the underbelly of cities. Rituals that summoned or await the shadow. Some say it's a portal between worlds, opened by the reckless or the cursed. In the 1980s, a group of urban explorers entered a forgotten alley. It was rumored to be the portal's location. They reported any time that they walked down this alley and saw the shadow, that it was a cold, oppressive presence. And one of them collapsed, trembling and crying. Authorities completely dismissed these stories as urban legends. There are no shadows dwelling in the city's dark corners. But tell that to the witnesses, hundreds, thousands even, that swear that the shadow is real, waiting for them. Chapter 8. If it's fear that the shadow feeds on, then the shadow is never going to disappear. There is something about walking down a dark alley at night and some stranger lurking in the shadows, jumping out at you. The shadow's power continues today. People report sleepless nights, nightmares. Some say that the shadow is not good, that there is nothing good in it. A woman who wishes to remain anonymous said her friend disappeared, and she thinks that it was the shadow that took her. This was her story. First person. I had this lady that was staying with me. I couldn't afford the apartment that I was staying in New York City, and so I put an ad online. The woman that moved in with me, she was quiet, kind of withdrawn, but we got along. I mean, she paid her rent on time. She lost her job though where she was working, but she found another one pretty quick, so I was relieved about that. But she started telling me when I would be up the next morning and she would come in the kitchen, I think something's following me from work. I asked her who it was. I said, is it one of the, people that you work with? Or she said no. She said she couldn't see a face. This happened for a few nights. And I remember the last night I saw her. She said, whoever is following me is getting closer. Every night, it gets closer. And then she handed me a piece of paper, and it said, Mom, and it had a phone number across it. She said that it was her only living relative, and if anything happened to her, to let her mom know. So that night I was asleep in bed and it was late. She never came home. She never showed up. But there was one thing that has haunted me to this day. She had sent me a text at 1:01 a.m. and it said, he's gonna get me. He's closer than ever before. Help. That was it. I called her mom and I told her that she didn't come back. They looked for her. They said that she left the restaurant that night. The creepiest part about it, though, her mom, she asked if she could come to the city and stay with me for a weekend. she was going to find out what happened to her daughter. She asked if she could bring a visitor along. So she showed up in my apartment with a woman. Apparently she was like a psychic medium or something. So they left. They asked me to take them to where she worked. All I remember the psychic saying is, it was here. And we were walking down the street. She said it again. It was here. He took her here. We turned and looked, and it was just a shadowed, dark alley. I just remember one time she said a shadow was following her. Was it the shadow that took her, Night Dwellers? The stories are different all across the world. There was this one woman, her name was Emily, and she was found in her apartment, and she was trembling, and her eyes were wide open. She had blood on her hands. She claimed that on the way home, walking, that a shadow had started following her. She said it followed her home. She said that it promised her eternal darkness. The city's police and paranormal investigators have tried to contain this phenomenon. They don't want it to be out, but the shadow seems to always be one step ahead, slipping through their defenses. Chapter 9, the truth behind the legend. Despite everything, despite people saying that the shadow man is not real, they cannot banish it. The shadow remains. Some say it's a curse. Others say it's a demon or an ancient spirit. Others believe it's a collective manifestation of fear born from centuries of darkness and despair. The shadow's true nature is unknown, but its presence is undeniable. Every night, somewhere in some dark alley or some shadowed street corner, it waits. And the question remains, is it just an urban legend that has been made out to be something bigger than it is? Or is there something truly darker out there in the shadows, made of shadow itself? The whispers echo in the wind, warning that the shadows are always watching. The alleys remain quiet and hushed, but beneath the surface, the evil still stirs, waiting. The legend warns us that some shadows are timeless, and that if you see them, if you see that shadow, at night, you're not safe. Some want to believe that it's warning you. It's trying to help you avoid danger waiting ahead. Just as in the case of the woman who was walking and saw the shadow and then saw the four men in the alley. Or perhaps the story of the woman who was walking home from work. She saw the shadow and then a car and then a man stopping, rolling his window down and asking her if she'd like a ride. And then she saw the shadow again. They wait just beyond the edges of sight. A harbinger of doom. A demonic entity. I've seen shadows. Have you? And that is the urban legend for tonight. The Shadow Man in the Alley. Let me know, have you seen shadows before? And now, do you wonder if perhaps there is something to them? Oh my goodness, that one. Oh my goodness, I've seen so many shadows before. And now when I see them, I'm gonna be like, oh God, what is that? Shadows, shadows, shadows. So, we finished that one up in pretty good time. All right, we're gonna take a 5-minute intermission. The wheel will spin again, and I'll tell another story. Stay tuned. Creepy, 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 creepy. Hey, kiddo at heart. I would like to know, hello, I'm your best wife. I would like to know, has anyone had a creepy encounter with a shadow? Hello, Cece. Hey, Kay, little star. Hello, hello. All right, I'm gonna go. I'll be right back in a minute or two. right. Hello, Goldwing. It is a creepy castle, isn't it? Hey, Tigger, how are you? Thank you for the rose. Thank you, thank you. Oh, the likes are not heavy tonight, not high at all. I'm not starting this second story until we get to at least 100K. Can you help me do that? I would like to thank the following for the twisted trinkets: Goldwing, Shirley, Ruby, thank you. Anubis wife, thank you. Pamela, thank you. Cece, thank you. Rose, thank you. Viper Chick 77, thank you. Mia, oh, thank you for the space cat. Palmon, Judy, Angel, Santa Paranormal, thank you. You're in the live. Oh my goodness. How are you? Oh wow. So Santa Paranormal, hey, I'm just gonna stop here. Follow him, okay? He is absolutely amazing. Amazing. We had him on the show and I had serious chills and goosebumps. It was absolutely amazing. Follow him. Amazing. So wonderful. He goes out to different cemeteries and cleans the gravestones, and these spirits talk to him. It is just unreal. I mean, it is incredible, absolutely incredible. And I am just overjoyed that I met him. And please follow him. Please, 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 please. Santa Paranormal. Oh my goodness, I didn't know that he was in here. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. I would have been a blubbering mess. That was absolutely awesome. That's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, where was I? Okay, here we go. I would also like to thank Angel 007, Tracy, Martha, Jewel 267, thank you. A Marine's Daughter, The Witch of Woodfin, Palm 1, Spitfire. Love you, lovely. Gracie. Mitchell, thank you. W. Murphy, thank you. Amber Robinson, thank you so much. Oh, I love the Night Star. That's so pretty. Ohio Girl. Julie, thank you all so much. Over here is the Bewitched Boutique, and you can go in there and do as the moon calls you. Whether it is a small twisted trinket or a large one, they are all greatly appreciated and go toward keeping this live alive. So thank you. All right. That's all right, Magic Moon. You are right on time. Who is ready? What are you hoping that the will of fate will decide for the second story? Paranormal. Let's see. Appalachian Horror. It has been a while. Appalachian Horror. Hey, Bonnie Sue. I know we did not choose Stephen King. I know. All right, let's get ready for Appalachian Horror. And the Appalachian horror story for tonight is The Shadows of Blackwood Hollow. Who's ready? I've had quite a few people to ask me about Appalachian, and I'm like, if the will lands on it, and tonight it actually did. All right, here we go. Let me choose a different soundtrack for this. You like that one? Wonderful. The winding roads of Blackwood Hollow twisted through the dense Appalachian forest, shrouded in a thick mist that seemed to cling to everything. As I drove deeper into the hollow, memories of my childhood flooded back. Long summers spent exploring the woods, the laughter of friends echoing in the air, and the tales of spirits that my grandmother used to tell me around the flickering firelight. But now those memories were tainted by a sense of foreboding. I returned to my hometown after receiving a call that my grandmother had passed away, leaving behind the old family cabin that had been in our lineage for generations. It was a place that was filled with both love and darkness, a sanctuary that had seen its share of shadow. The cabin stood at the edge of the woods, its weathered wood and broken shutters giving it an almost ghostly appearance. As I parked my car and stepped out, the air felt heavy, as if the forest itself was holding its breath. I could see the mountains, the Appalachian Mountains of West Virginia. The trees loomed overhead, their branches twisting like skeletal fingers, casting elongated shadows that danced in the fading light. I hesitated for a moment as I put my duffel bag over my shoulder, feeling this inexplicable chill crawl up my spine. The stories of the whispering woods came rushing back. Tales of those who had ventured too deep and never return. Tales of the witches that lived in the woods. The cabin creaked as I entered. The familiar scent of pine and dust enveloping me. I took a moment to gather myself, glancing around at the remnants of my grandmother's life. Old photographs adorned the walls, capturing moments of joy frozen in time. But there was something unsettling about the way the eyes in those photos seemed to follow me. I know why Grandma gave me this cabin. I'm not a fool. She had decided. And so do I. Those photos were a reminder of the spirits that lingered in Whisper Hollow in the woods and beyond. That night, I settled into my grandmother's old rocking chair. The rhythmic creaking, a comforting sound amidst the silence. As darkness enveloped the cabin, the forest outside grew alive with sounds. The rustle of leaves, the distant hoot of an owl, and beneath it all, the faintest whisper that seemed to call my name. I shook my head, dismissing it as my imagination. But as I lay in bed, sleep evaded me. The whispers grew louder, echoing through the stillness of the night. I pulled the covers tighter around me, trying to draw out a sound, but it persisted, weaving through the walls like a chilling breeze. Just as I began to drift off, a sudden crash from the kitchen jolted me awake. My heart raced as I crept out of bed, the floorboards creaking beneath my bare feet. The darkness felt alive, pressing against me, suffocating my senses. I reached for the light switch, but it flickered and died, plunging me into inky blackness. With trembling hands, I found my duffel bag. I had a flashlight inside of it. I grabbed it and turned it on. It's being cut in through the darkness. I moved casually toward the kitchen. I was very cautious when I found a cupboard door swinging open. Dishes were scattered across the floor. A cold draft swept through the room, and the whispers returned, more urgent now. Listen to my voice. It's time. As I knelt to pick up the broken pieces, a chill ran down my spine. I could feel a presence behind me, the air thickening as if something was watching me. I turned quickly, but the room was empty, save for the shadows that danced along the walls. One shadow, then two, then three. Shadows, illuminated by the firelight. Shadows, stretching out toward me with their hands. Elena, come to us. My breath quickened as I felt the weight of unseen eyes upon me. And then I heard another whisper, but this whisper was louder. Get out! This voice hissed, echoing through the cabin. My heart raced as I stumbled back, crashing into the table. Panic surged through me and I bolted for the door, flinging it open and stepping out into the cool night air. The forest loomed ahead, dark and foreboding, but I felt an inexplicable pull toward it, as if the whispers were beckoning me into the woods. Standing on the porch, I looked back at the cabin, its windows dark and uninviting. I knew I had to uncover the truth behind the whispers and the shadows that were haunting this place. With a deep breath, I stepped off the porch and into the darkness of the woods. No! Alina! I turned. Grandma? There was quiet. I took the flashlight and pointed it toward the woods again, and I took a step. And as I ventured beyond into the trees, Alina, don't. I turned back again, but this time the forest was enveloping me. Its darkness was thick and suffocating. Each step I took crushed softly on the carpet of leaves, but the sounds of the night seemed to swallow them whole. The whispers grew louder, swirling around me like a phantom breeze, beckoning me deeper into the embrace of the trees. Alina! This time the voice was louder. Grandma? Don't go any further in those woods, girl. And then I heard the wind. And on the wind, I heard whispers. And the whispers beckoned me. Alina. come play, come find us. I hesitated, my heart racing in my chest. The stories my grandmother had told me as a child echoed in my mind. The tales of lost souls wandering into the whispering woods, drawn in by the spirits. Not just spirits, though, witches. I'd always dismissed them as mere folklore. But now, standing at the threshold of the unknown, I could feel a primal fear gripping my heart. As I ventured further, the trees closed in around me. Their twisted branches casting grotesque shadows that danced in the faint light of the moon. The air grew colder, and I could see my breath puffing out in small clouds. It was then that I noticed something in the distance. I looked closer, and that's when I saw her. A woman floating midair, long black hair. She was beautiful. Come, Alina. Come play with us. I then saw a faint blue light flickering like a candle in the darkness. The whispers intensified, urging me forward. Was I really seeing a woman floating in the air, holding a ball of blue light? Follow the light, Alina. Follow the light. Against my better judgment, I moved toward the glow, curiosity overpowering my fear. The light pulsed gently, illuminating the path ahead like a beacon. As I approached, I felt an overwhelming sense of deja vu, as if I had been here before, in another life. The whispers grew more frantic behind me. Alina, don't! And I could almost make out the pleas, warnings, a haunting melody of warnings. Suddenly the light flickered and extinguished, plunging me back into the oppressive darkness. Panic surged through me as I spun around, the forest now a maze of shadows. Hello? I called out, my voice trembling. The only response was the rustle of the leaves and the distant hoot of that owl. The silence amplifying my dread. Then I heard it, a soft giggle, feminine and playful, echoing from somewhere within the trees. And there she was, a woman, floating mid-air, blonde hair down to her waist, just as beautiful as the first one was. Alina, come play with us. The voice was sweet, yet laced with an unsettling undertone, sending chills racing down my spine. I felt the urge to run, but something held me in place, a magnetic pull toward the sound of her laughter. Who are you? You know who I am. Alina, follow me. The giggle faded. I watched the blonde fade into the distance, replaced by a low whisper that seemed to swirl around me. You're just like her, it said in a deeper voice. Just like your grandmother. But your grandmother was foolish. She didn't want to be part of our coven. But you have decided, just as she. Come play with us, my dear. Come play with us. The mention of my grandmother sent a jolt of fear through me. What did they mean? I then remembered back in the summers, years before, my grandmother, too, was beautiful. She was highly sought after for her potions in the Appalachians. She could heal. I took a step back, my instincts screaming at me to flee, but the whispers just grew louder, enveloping me in a cacophony of voices. Stay with us, Alina. Stay with us, Alina. Stay with us, Alina. We want to play. We need you to play. In a moment of clarity, I turned and sprinted back toward the cabin, the branches clawing at my clothes as if trying to hold me back. I could hear laughter behind me. I could feel the wind echoing through the trees. They were chasing me, and I felt the cold breath of the woods on my neck. The path seemed to twist and turn, disorienting me as I raced through the darkness. Finally, I burst through the underbrush and stumbled onto the porch of the cabin, slamming the door shut behind me and locking it. My heart pounded in my chest, and I leaned against the door, gasping for breath. The whispers faded to a distant murmur, but I could still feel their presence outside, lurking just beyond the threshold. Desperately, I turned on every light in the cabin, flooding the rooms with brightness. I gathered my thoughts, trying to make sense of what had just happened. The whispers, the black-haired woman, the blonde-haired woman, the red-haired woman, the giggles, the mention of my grandmother, and that I was the one. It all felt like a twisted game that was orchestrated by something far more sinister than I'd ever imagined. I went to my grandmother's bedroom. She had left everything to me. Boxes of old jewelry, journals. I saw one that was called the Book of Grimoire. flipping through the pages in a frenzy, I started looking. And then I remembered back. It was a rainy day. And I had wandered from the cabin. I couldn't have been no more than 10. And as I sat there, holding her book of Grimoire, I remembered back to when I was in the woods. I remembered the voices, the giggles, the laughter, the beckoning, the whispering. I wasn't back before nightfall, so Grandma sent out a search party and they found me. She grabbed me and hugged me very tight. Did you see anything, Elena? Did you hear anything? Yes. What did you hear? Women? Voices? Whatever you do, Elena, bad. What are they, Grandma? They're witches. Very bad witches. Their coven is up toward the pass. They wanted me to join them, but I'm not going to use my gifts, my art, for darkness. And now they know about you. You're just like me, Elena. You're just like me. They're going to come for you. Here. She opened one of her boxes. It was wrapped in brown paper. She took it out and held it up. It was beautiful. Blue and green stone that seemed to vibrate with a life of its own. Put this around your neck. It will protect you. I put spells on it. It will protect you. I stumbled on old photographs tucked between the pages of my grandmother when she was young and beautiful. It was a picture of her and 3 other women standing in a field. It was black and white. But what got me was the faces. It was those women that I had seen in the woods. They hadn't aged a day. My stomach twisted as I realized it was the same women, the witches. Just then, I heard scratching along the window screen. Elena, you can't hide in there forever. Come and join us. No! I started started rifling through the boxes. I needed that necklace, and I needed it now. I started searching. Another voice sounded like it was coming from the back of the cabin. You really think that's gonna keep us away, do you? Oh, Alina, don't be as foolish as your grandmother. From the front of the cabin. We can come in if we want. That talisman isn't gonna keep us out. Come on out here. Accept your destiny, Alina. I felt a chill wash over me, and the whispers returned. Softer now, but still insistent. Come play with us, Alina. Come find us. You're part of us. I searched and searched and searched for that bag, for that paper that had the necklace wrapped in it. And for the life of me, I could not find it. The moon was big and full. I heard cackling, and I looked out, and there they were, the three witches, floating midair, looking up at the moon. Do you feel its power, Alina? Do you feel it calling to you? I had to fight it. But the truth was, I was feeling it. The pull of the moon. It's a beautiful world here, Alina. Come and complete our circle. Don't do what your grandma did. No. No. You're not gonna get me. You're not. We already are, Alina. We're already pulling you in. Don't fight it, girl. The sun rose the next morning. I had fought them. I had won. The sun was casting a pale light through the windows of the cabin. Despite the warmth of the day, an icy dread lingered over my chest. I spent the early hours poring over my grandmother's journals, her book of shadows, her book of grimoire, desperate to find anything that could help me. These witches that haunted those woods. And that's when I saw some journal entries that made my blood run cold. I've been friends with them since I was a small child. We come from a long line of witches. But I want to use my powers for good. But they don't. They want to use them for evil. I know why the girls are disappearing and the boys. It's no animal that's taking them. It's them. They're the ones that are taking the children. I feel a dark shadow over me. I don't know how long I can resist them. I felt a connection to my grandmother, then a bond that was forged. But I also felt a pull, a strong pull to the woods. I continued searching for the necklace. Couldn't find it. I tried searching for a spell, but I didn't know how to cast a spell. As the sun was going down behind the mountains, casting them in black shadow, I started to hear the hoot of the owl, and I saw the moon, big, orange, in the sky. I needed to get out of there. I needed to get out of the house. They had started whispering to me again. I could hear them. You have no one, Alina. You came here alone, but you don't have to be alone now. Come play with us. I had been so lonely since Chase passed. The love of my life. So depressed. When the attorney told me that my grandma had left everything to me, that's where I wanted to go. I grabbed my keys and I drove through the winding dark roads. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. I was going about 30 miles an hour, and that's when I saw them following me through the trees, hair whipping in the wind. That's right. That's it, Alina. Come on home. The trees lining the road seemed to close in closer on me. The branches whispering secrets in a language that I couldn't understand. I went back to the cabin. I pulled out my laptop and I started looking up children that had disappeared in the woods. Boys, girls, young, just disappearing from sight. And everybody talked about they had met the witches in the woods, and they had taken them past the dark pass, and no telling what they had did to them. I tried. I promise you I tried. tried to find the necklace, but it was nowhere to be found. And then the moon seemed as if it was calling to me. And then I saw the shadows on the walls again. 3 lit up by the light of the fireplace. Alina, come on home. You complete our circle. No! I put my hands over my ears to block them out, but I could still hear them laughing, cackling, dancing with glee. Midnight. I was laying in my bed. The moon was lighting the bedroom in shades of silver and purple. You're all alone, Alina. Come to us. Come play with us. Yes, I am alone. I have no one. You have us, Alina. You have us. The shadows reached out, beckoning me. I rose from the bed. I looked toward my grandmother's dresser with the boxes. It's not there, Lena. You're not gonna find it. You're not meant to find it. You're meant to come with us. Yes. Yes. With you. I walked barefoot across the floor. That's it. Come to us, Alina. Feel the moon. Come to us. Yes. Alina, don't! I stopped. Alina, don't go to them. I beg you, girl, do not go to them. Alina, pay no attention to her. She's gone. We're here. Come on. I ignored my grandmother's voice that night. Embrace your gift, Alina. I looked out the window. There they were, like fireflies in the night sky, holding prisms of blue light, flying high above the trees, dancing, twirling. Open the door, Alina. Come out and play with us. You have no one. The love of your life is gone. Alina, don't do it! Yes. Gone. I opened the front door. silver. Come to us, Elena. They began to chant, whisper, sing, ancient, ethereal. And I felt myself letting go. Countess Elena. That's it. The long black-haired one. She was chanting, come to us, Elena. You complete the circle. And the next thing I knew, I was floating. Floating. I complete the circle. They say on a moon full in Whispering Hollow, the wind whipping through the trees. But if you look up, you don't see 3 witches. You see 4. And that is the Appalachian Horror Story for tonight. The Whispering Witches of Whisper Hollow. What did you think? I just have this vision of these beautiful women, these witches, floating beneath the moonlight. So beautiful. Oh, I'm here to play. You're welcome, Deanna. Whoa, that was magical, wasn't it? Did you feel it? Did you feel the magic? I know. I didn't think she would do it either, but I know, Magic Moon, I can actually expect you, I can see you doing that, actually. Oh, wow, that was a good one. That was a good one. You are most welcome, Spitfire. When I was writing it today, based on legend and everything going on there, I was like, oh, she's gonna get out, but she didn't. So, Christy Lou, I do a lot of research. So when I first started to think about categories that I wanted to tell, one of them that has always fascinated me is Appalachian lore. It just always has. And you would not believe the stories that are in those woods, in those mountains. You just would not believe it. People have seen witches floating above rooftops, and there is a story about a powerful clan of witches, a coven. I think it's in West Virginia or Kentucky, I can't remember, but they're known to be ancient and to have, did very bad things. So when I found this one, I just started searching up, you know, a bunch of stuff, and I based that. This story was fiction, but I kind of based it off of things that I had studied and researched. I can tell when my audience is captured by my story. I can tell. And this was one of them. Because I know that I have a lot of people in this audience that love the paranormal, that love vampires, witches, werewolves, you know, you name it. And I could just tell there was like something magical, something, you were held under that spell. They are very deep and dark. Yes, they are. Absolutely. And they're terrifying. They really, really are. Hey, Janet Cookie. So that one is incredible. Now, you know, as far as the witches and the story of Alina and all that, I wrote that. But there are things that are out there. There are witches. There's something called the, oh shoot, what was the one that I told? The Bone Witch. She takes children and saves their bones and makes towers out of them. I'm so glad that you liked it. I really am. Thank you, lovely. So what is amazing about that is, you know, I'll tell you after the curtain. So I really didn't know what direction that I was going to go with that story until I just started to see Alina and inheriting her grandmother's cabin and the necklace. She had to get her hands on the necklace, and I really didn't know if the witches were going to be able to captivate her or not. It just kind of fell into place as I was telling it. Oh, I bet so, Tigger. I bet so. So glad that you liked it. So good. That makes me happy. Well, I do believe that it was another successful Wheel of Fate night. The wheel has turned. its whispers done. The tales were told, the fates have run. You listened close, you felt the chill. Now something follows, something will. The stories cling, they stain the air. You took the name, now they're there. Witches flying in the air, shadows casting deep despair. Behind your steps, beneath your bed, a breath you never should have fed. No prayer will cleanse, no light will save, once fate has dug its silent grave. You played the game, you watched, you stayed. Now you're the one the dark has claimed. In the darkest corridors of your nightmares, you belong to me.